out shorter to most of them. They're 30th when it comes to three-point shooting percentage.
So Devin Carter with Neat Clifford, Daquan Plowden, Precious Achiuwa, Maxime Renault. For Sacramento, they have 7 road wins. They've been beset by injuries, except for Renault since the All-Star break. Missing the shot there. And Draymond blocking Renault at point-blank range.
Malachi Leon's rotated over the first time, and Draymond had the second time.
Podziemski is spilled. Podziemski
quantify what he's able to do when it comes to rim protection, because he breaks up plays before the driver and then jumps backwards and breaks up the pass. So they never even get a chance to shoot at the rim.
I mean, let's just be honest here. You watch a lot of games and you played in this league. I've been calling games for 3 decades. If you give me the 10 best defensive players in the NBA today, you're not having a list where Draymond Green's not on it.
Absolutely.
I mean, yes, there's analytics and stats. Just watch a guy guard 1 through 5, and he's done it at the level he has. And that time, Podziemski got a hand on him, Renault good hands, flips it in and draws the foul.
So I said, to that quick, he's got great touch inside. Even eventually, maybe later on in his career, could be a prolific three-point shooter, but he's got great post game, great back-to-the-basket game. He's the only player in college basketball to average 20 and 10.
4-year Stanford player.
That last season of his senior year.
And that pass, you got to stay away from those. That's been, the Warriors did a great job not turning it over against Houston.
I was about to say that. Only 10 turnovers against Houston as they make Renault miss 1.
So you don't have Porzingis tonight. You're not going to have Will Richard tonight or Guy Santos. The Warriors, you have to get healthy for this play-in. And you do have a back-to-back Lakers-Kings coming up. So we're keeping an eye on him, especially Guy has a pelvic injury he's trying to work through. Malachi, we talked about that right hand passing out to Podziemski, missing for the baseline.
I talked to Malachi Leon before this game. He was like, it's feeling much better. And I was like, we had a great time when you shoot free throws left-handed. We went crazy when you made one. He's like, yeah, I was happy to make one.
Devin Carter kicking it out.
I think literally.
He might have. And Renault, you see the moves there.
I told you, man.
I mean, Renault was quoted. He said, I do think I'm the best big in the rookie class.
He stood on it.
He's taken 42nd in the draft. It's hard to argue.
Yeah.
That's Spencer from deep.
Okay. When Steph returned, and Pat Spencer kind of just stopped in no man's land as 2 guys hesitating. We're about to go with the roller there.
Plowden would bend in the Warriors camp. Giving it to Achiuwa, flipping it up and out. After a pretty good defense. And you see Malachi Leon's. He's like Guy Santos was a couple years ago. Like every loose ball, Energizer Bunny, great defender.
Got a nose for the ball.
That fadeaway. Spencer's going to have a career best in everything this year. Games played, and points, and shooting, and the whole bit.
Couldn't be happier for him. And he saw Precious Achiuwa. He's like, I see food. I got to eat. What out of it?
Everything goes through Renault with this addition to the Kings. Devin Carter down the lane. Draymond challenge, and Carter floats it home. And Devin Carter was the 13th pick in 2024.
Remember last time we played this team, I compared him to Derek White kind of player. Even Podziemski, like a secondary ball handler, combo guard.
Another one whose dad played in the league. Shot clock at 7. Shot clock at 4 for Podziemski. A little contact. And it didn't get any love. Lots been doing that, though. Career best free throw shooting and definitely getting to the line a lot more in the last month and a half. Carter does draw the foul here.
That's the 2 defenders staying. Good hands, can run the floor really well. Pretty good rim protection. He's got 7'3" wingspan, so that definitely helped. He was like, I was so surprised I was that wide open playing with Steph Curry. You saw him kind of hesitate there when he rolled the basket. His defender stayed with Steph.
He had a nice little shovel pass to Draymond in the 4th quarter.
Yeah.
We talked about Draymond playing with a true 7. Podziemski out of the corner. Pods hitting the 3.
He got a little flare screen there, kind of, and Clifford realized it late. The pass was low. He was unfazed by that.
Podziemski, only Warrior to play in every game. I think that's a point of pride for Brandon. Achiuwa, a couple moves there. Draymond with the rebound.
And even that last little bump from Draymond Green. First of all, he moved his feet so he's still there. But that last little bump made it much tougher for Achiuwa.
Massey back to Pat Spencer. And then blocked out of bounds. It'll still be Warrior.
Against Şengün. Podziemski didn't like the spacing on that, but that's a clip you had. That's a preparation clip, right? You can watch it. You can talk it out if Podziemski misses a 3.
GP2 the rebound.
So if they're ever in that position again in the play tournament, is you get Steph Curry knocking down a 3.
The one thing about that, though, the Rockets knew Steph was going to shoot the ball.
For sure.
And they're going to have 3 guys on him.
That's what I'm saying. But you get to talk it out, right? You watch film and you figure out what you want to do in that situation. So when it happens again in the playing tournament, you're better prepared.
Flip it out. That three rainbowed in. Daquan Plowden, the Warriors did like him.
He's super bouncy and known for how athletic he is.
5 years of Bowling Green. He was undrafted.
And he doesn't shoot it flat. You saw how high he gets that three ball.
Okay, you get the 2-1.
That's the thing.
The rim is twice the diameter of the ball. That one off of Bajemski's hands. And the Carter's got a freebie, and he'll dunk it down.
You're just trying to make sure you take care of it. And Seth was like, I'm just trying to make his job easier.
Seth dropped it off for Bassey, who lays it up and in. Yeah. Seth Curry can play basketball, by the way.
Well, you saw how
just a shooter.
You saw how much the Kings respected him. 2 defenders went with him, and he made the right pass. He's not just a shooter. He can be a playmaker.
Working on Steph up top. To make it Renaud the roller. A little funny hop in the lane. Kick it back out to Achua for 3. And Steph for the rebound. Passing to Seth. GP2 missing that 3.
I was going to say, I love that Seth and Steph came in the game, and the Kings are probably going to run a play for Steph, but it's a play for Seth to play make.
Now, this is a guy who can beat you by himself sometimes. Malik Monk is one of those microwave scorers that can really go nuts live. Richard Blount shoots that high arcing 3, and he's made 2 of them.
He's 33% three-point range. He had 15 against the Clippers, and you know how good that defense could be.
So Steph on the left side and Seth on the right side. Ricochet rebound to Achua. Big steps all the way to the lane, and Bassey got back. Definitely knows a lot about soccer when you're talking to him about that sport.
Messi,
yep.
Just going with the soccer calls, football.
That was your sport growing up in London.
Remember we tried to hold our breath? Yeah, we tried to hold our breath as long as we could, saying goal.
I do remember that. Pat Spencer missing the fadeaway. All right, GP2 and Pat have taken 2 shots. I want a Curry to shoot. Let's get that trip down. Call the Curry play. Either Curry. No holding up top. Link Monk back to the big man. We just said, since the All-Star break, he has scored at just an elite level.
As a roller, he's so versatile. He can short roll and hit that push shot there.
10 points in the paint already. Not losing it out of bounds, but still Warrior ball.
I want to see Dan.
And McDermott checking in. Dylan Cardwell. Cardwell denied Bassey.
Yeah, Cardwell is bouncy there.
And then the lob overthrow. Bassey thought he was fouled on as a shooter. 29%. You want him shooting outside, not getting inside.
I said one of the keys, close out short to guys. He's got a lot of speed. Steph got double team there, but GP2 saved him.
And then GP2, beautiful lob to Bassey.
It worked out just like there was no deflection. The 2 defenders stayed with Steph. 2 guys are out of the play. The other guy has to rotate over, and McDermott was that guy and throw it up high.
That deflection. Pat Spencer the steal. Playing with Steph on Malik Monk. Melton denied by McDermott. Somehow found Steph on the other side. Bottom the 3. That's a good find right there.